All right, so this is the AMT seat mount in a C6 Corvette with a legit race seat. So in this case, it's the OMP HTER 400, a little more narrow on the top. I'm one of these guys that likes to make things difficult, meaning I like to have a track car, but I also like to drive it on the street. So in this case, I have the shoulder belt here mounted here, and I have it set up so it can turn a little bit, but I can move it out of the way so when I want to use my harness here I can. Now, to get this on the shoulder belt, I had to actually remove the receptacle here. No big deal in my case because I'm missing a body panel on the sail panel anyway, so easy access. Now, Mark is a very intelligent fellow, but I opted not to follow his instructions, meaning I didn't want to flip the bracket and drill a 7/16 hole through this bracket. So, HMS Motorsports confirmed that yes, 5/16 hardware, which is the same diameter as the M8 hardware that comes from AMT. 5/16 is acceptable and is used in NASCAR. So that's the hardware I used, and I used the same mounting points as the bracket here. So the bracket, I utilized the exact same holes. So see how the head is recessed in there, makes it a nice flush surface. And I got some adapters from HMS Motorsports to go from 7/16, which is the ID of the bolt-in buckle here, to 5/16. I switched up the hardware a little bit. I have a jet nut on there, so it's a crimped self-locking nut, and this is all aerospace grade, so it's less likely to snap and more likely to bend. I got all the hardware from Pegasus Auto Racing, or Pegasus Racing Supply. I'll put that in the comments. Phenomenal company to work with. Now on the other side, is the similar situation, right? So I have the swivel adapter, so it gives me a nice non-binding angle that I want. It's swept back just a hair from the opening, so it clamps down on my waist very nice, not on any soft tissue. Goes over the iliatic crest, perfect. Again, using the jet nut on that case with the aircraft hardware. And this is a little goofy, but again, I set it up so it could be moved. I just got a bronze bushing from Fleet Farm or any hardware store, and made it shorter. It's a 1/2 inch OD bronze bushing, and then I just put the bolt through, put some big fender washers on each side so it can move, and I can tuck it out of the way if need be. Otherwise it fits real nice at the top here, and I can just use it as a buckle. Not the best, but it'll work. This isn't focusing the best for whatever reason. Apologize. Of course, this has the sub belt. The original sub belt was a Profi Flexi sub belt, and it had some additional tightening clamps, or like straps to tighten it down, and I didn't like it. It was getting in the way of this slot, so I just bought a different one from Schroth. That's just self-explanatory. Just use the eye bolts that Mark gave and just clipped them in. Any questions, just reach out. Let's get it in the car. Just got done with about an hour rural spirited driving, followed by some in-town driving, and of course the grocery store. Some takeaways. This seat is comfortable. I had 0 pain points or pressure points or hot spots in that hour drive. Like I said, it's the HTER, so it's a little narrower in the head bolster here for tight cars. The standard HTER fits just fine. This is the 400. It doesn't feel restrictive at all with the helmet on. Seat belt. The seat belt receptacle here is the free one that you get from the GM dealer, and it's soft material like your seat belt webbing here. So if you push down on here, it can slide down. It's pinched pretty good in there, but I could tell it was starting to want to push down, and eventually you lose it. I do have another one coming that is rigid. It's only 8 inches versus this is a 9. So might redo some things there, but this works just fine. It doesn't feel like it's excessively high. Again, here's how the belt is routed. Goes down, and then you got to tuck it through the hole here and then bolt it on. I set this up so I could tilt this forward, and when I want to route my harness belts here. Otherwise, they tuck out of the way real nice. The other side, I have plenty of room. Kind of hard to see here, but there's plenty of room in between here where I can reach down and grab the harness, the lap belt, and mount and slide it through the hole there. 0 regrets. I could drive a long ways in this seat. It does kind of pinch your legs together, your knees together. So, that takes a little bit getting used to. No sitting like a baller NBA player. You're sitting proper, we'll say, with your legs relatively closed. That might get a little old, but seat feels fantastic.